So you're thinking of moving to Prosper, Texas. Well, today we're going to give you a driving tour. We're going to show you what it looks like driving through the small town of Prosper, Texas. Now, we are a little bit more on the outskirts right now. A lot of growth is happening here in the city of Prosper, but again, this is kind of how it used to look, and we still have a lot of these roads out here. We're right by Gentle Creek Country Club, but heading over into another development to kind of give you an idea of what you can get living here in the city of Prosper. Now, right now we're about the city of Prosper is about 37 miles to downtown Dallas. So if you are thinking of maybe a commute, it could be a little bit dicey trying to get to downtown Dallas. And also, maybe you don't need to travel quite as often. Well, DFW Airport without traffic and getting on any toll roads is like 40 miles. So could be a bit of a hike to do that as well. But the city of Prosper is growing quite a bit, and it's over 49,000 residents currently. So it's currently growing at almost an 8% growth rate here in the North Dallas area, which is kind of significant compared to some of these other areas, especially more established areas closer to Dallas, for example. But Prosper still, as you can see, has a lot of room for growth, which is why a lot of people are looking to move out here. A lot of things are coming. So if you are not having to commute super far for work, or maybe you even just work down in the Frisco area, this could be a really great option. The city of Prosper is about 25 square miles, and currently the median price point of homes are about $815,000. So even though you're moving further out into the middle of nowhere, as some people do seem to think, price points are still a little bit high, but prices do average from even the 300,000s to well over $2 million. But you get down into Highland Park and you get some of these areas that are very, you can have a big 10,000 square foot house, but your neighbor is going to be right on top of you. Well, and that's also probably going to cost you $10 to $15 million. Well, here you can get homes on an acre. You can get a lot more space out here in Prosper, and maybe you only have to pay $2 million to get that. So a lot of people are considering making that move here to the Prosper area just because of the space and the location and not having to be so close to downtown Dallas. With the growth that we're having here in Prosper, we're finally starting to get some of these roads widened. So people up here aren't having to struggle with driving down 2-lane roads and sitting at the couple different stoplights that we have here. It's definitely growing a lot, and a lot of new construction communities are out here. We're actually passing Walnut Creek High School. That was built a couple years, I think 2 years ago now. It was the third high school here in Prosper. Again, I was talking about how we now have our fourth high school in Prosper, and I feel like they're just getting even bigger and better. I know people think our schools here in Texas are a little out of control. Sometimes I kind of think that as well. But out here, when you're thinking of purchasing a home and what type of offerings there are, well, there's over 370 homes for sale. I think we're currently, every day it changes by the time I click on that button. But I think we're at 378 homes currently for sale total. And out of those, we have 91 new construction homes currently for sale. But also, because of the amount of new construction that's out here, you can still go into a lot of these developments and pick your floor plan and build from the ground up. So if you're just looking maybe for your move-up home, or maybe you're not even moving until next year, you have that option to come out here and pick the home you actually want, and pick all your upgrades and do that as well. But there's a lot of new construction homes that are pretty much move-in ready, or that will be available in the next month or two. So you have an option to get into a brand new construction home if you need to hurry and make that move as soon as possible. But lots of different options in price points and neighborhoods and communities. So it's just a matter of which one is right for you. Now out here, when you're talking about taxes and what it's going to cost you to buy a home here in Texas, our property taxes are definitely pretty high. And here in Prosper, you're probably looking at over 2% in your property taxes. But every community, every development is different, and always need to kind of let people know that you need to be aware of the mud tax or the PID tax out here, because some of these communities have them, totally dependent on where it is. So if you have any questions about any of that, reach out to me, because I would be more than happy to kind of run the scenarios as best as we can, put you in touch with a lender to help run the different options if you are looking to purchase an existing home or a new construction home here in the Prosper area. So just kind of wanted to drive you through. They're building more parks and more areas out here, which is fantastic, because with growth, gives you more things to do. Obviously, back in the day when people moved here to Prosper, you had, a couple little neighborhoods, but you had fields to walk through. So the more that these communities have come and the more growth that we've had, we're building bigger parks and more things and activities to do. So you're not having to drive so far. I know I had a client move here a few years ago, and they were driving pretty far for their daughter to play soccer. So now a lot of these programs are moving even further. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do down in the Frisco area. Frisco's huge. So many different sports complex and things down there. So sometimes you don't have to drive quite as far. But of course, with the growth here in Prosper, you're going to have lots of different options for your kids or even for adults. So we need more of these, more things for just the adults to do, to get together. I know that we're pretty much to the point of not having our lives revolve around our own kids, and we still want things to do and reasons to get out of the house and, finally realize why we got married so long ago. I know I shouldn't probably put those numbers out there just because I'm feeling older by the day, but lots of community events and things to do. And I love that about living here in the Dallas area, and how so many different communities just come together for people to get to know one another. So Prosper, I know, is one of those. It still has that small town charm and a lot of reasons why people enjoy living here and certainly want to make Prosper their home. So if Prosper's on your list, let me know how I can help. Now I'm out here at Frontier Park here in the city of Prosper, and we are connected to the Prosper High School football stadium. So Prosper High School is right next door, and as you can see, the huge football stadium. So if Friday night lights are your thing, this is something you're going to want to come and check out. But not only do we have this great big lake out here, so if you love to go fishing, you want to bring your kids out. I know my boys, when they were little especially, always wanted to go fishing. We have playgrounds, we have splash pads, and we have baseball fields galore. So tons of things go on out here in Frontier Park, including a lot of great community events. Prosper is still really giving you that small town feel that we like to talk about, but they are continuing to grow. Lots of community events are still starting to take place. More and more are coming. And as it grows and so many people relocating to the Prosper area, wanting to buy in these new communities, certainly somewhere that you can check out. But another reason why we love areas like Frontier Park and big community parks that we might have is it just really gets people outside of their houses. I know it gets really hot here in the summertime, but there's certainly always something to do. So if you want to make sure that you have things to do when you move here to Prosper, this is going to be a really great one. I was going to get out and show you some areas, but I feel like you get a better sense of what it's looking like when I'm driving through these streets. I love a lot of these areas here in Prosper. I know I keep saying that, but if you have any questions at all, my name is Kristen Carpentier. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I specialize in helping people relocate here to the Dallas, Texas area and find their perfect home. I love helping clients kind of narrow down where their perfect fit is, what it is that they might be looking for, find the best neighborhood, right amenities, if they have kids, if they've retired, if they're looking to downsize or they're looking to upsize when they're making that move here. So if you have any questions at all, never hesitate to reach out. All my information is down below. Reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I can always be reached, and it's actually me that you will be getting on the phone. So if you have any questions at all about making that move here to the Dallas, Texas area, reach out and I would be more than happy to help you find the perfect fit. So one of my favorite communities here in the city of Prosper is this community called Whispering Farms. As you can see, nice, wide open lot sizes, big, beautiful estates, but it's only a community with 108 homes in here on 275 acres. So not a very big community. It does have its own beautiful park in here. and just kind of wanted to drive through since it's such a beautiful day, give you an idea of if you're looking for a little bit more land, a little bit more space to spread out. Yes, these homes, because of the size of the homes, are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side, homes upwards of even $2 million. But as you can see, a lot of green space out here. There's a small lake out here, but a really beautiful community if you're looking for maybe some land and a little bit more space in between your neighbors, homes that are more custom built. But just thought since I was over here, I would throw this one into the mix and give you an idea of what you can get out here in Prosper. In fact, the only thing I can think of is not that these homes are super old, but they've been here longer than a lot of these new construction communities. So probably 2-lane roads, living literally out in the middle of nowhere. But just, again, it's super beautiful neighborhood, tons of grocery stores and Costco and things are coming up here into the area. So you're not really living so far out in the boondocks these days. But Whispering Farms, definitely check it out if you're looking for a little bit more space. And you don't have to commute all the way to downtown Dallas. So this could be a good one. All right, so now I'm going to drive you through the community called Whitley Place. Now, this is a beautiful established neighborhood. We have a school right here in the community. So just think, one of these houses right here, you can just walk your kids to school instead of having to worry about sitting in the carpool pickup line for an hour before school gets out. Never quite understood why so many people need to get to school so quickly before their kids get out. But anyway, this beautiful established neighborhood really is one of those, what I would call a timeless neighborhood here in Texas. These are really what I feel like Texas homes truly look like. We didn't have these types of homes in Arizona, but a lot of brick and stonework out here for these communities. A lot of these, some of the communities are starting to paint a lot of the brick out here. You do see a little bit more stucco homes out here in the north, or in the Dallas area, but these communities in particular still have that classic timeless look to them. We are looking at homes around $1 to $2 million out here in this particular area, but they are going to be on some larger lots. Now, Whitley Place does have around 540 homes. They have these big mature trees out here and quite a few custom homes out here, but also a lot of creekside lots. So just kind of wanted to drive you through here to give you a sense of another one of my favorite neighborhoods out here in the Prosper area. I'm not a really big cookie cutter person. I do talk about that a lot here. If master plan communities are for you, then that is fantastic too. But just wanted to drive you through Whitley Place and give you an idea if you're looking for more of a custom feel, a neighborhood that isn't so cookie cutter, that really is more established. Everybody's, everybody wants something different. And I love to kind of show things that have been around here for a long time. Yes, you're going to probably get some homes that look a little bit more dated, that need to be maybe a little bit more updated, but I kind of feel like that's what you're going to get here in Texas anyway. We're not super modern out here. We are definitely more traditional, and you're certainly going to find that out here in the community called Whitley Place. But just trying to showcase some different things if you are considering making a move here to Prosper. It's not so out in the middle of nowhere like it used to be. So if you are looking for quiet, some great schools, Prosper is certainly one that you may want to check out. And I wanted to kind of feature some of these great neighborhoods for you so that you can get an idea of some different options by moving out here to the Prosper area. Sorry, I have to get across the road and there's a lot of traffic. Holy crap, I don't know, they need a light out here. Okay, I'm gonna go here in a second. All right, next up on our list is Star Trail. I know I've done videos on it before. It's been around for a really long time. It is one of the larger master plan communities out here that is still offering new construction options. So Star Trail plenty of really fantastic builders. In fact, some of the top builders here in the Dallas area are building still currently here in Star Trail. Now this is, like I said, another large master plan community. We're looking at over 1,800 homes when it is fully built out, and it's being built on over 900 acres. Now you cannot totally tell. I know it's really hard to talk about rolling hills here in Texas, but you do have some hills out here, but we have tons of fantastic amenities out here in Star Trail as well. They are also offering a ton of community events out here. We have Toll Brothers, Britton Homes. Just because I'm driving right by here, I should show these to you. We also have Highland Homes out here, American Legend, and Coventry still currently building in Star Trail. But as you can see, this big central point of some really fantastic amenities out here. I love these beautiful homes. I feel like they're more luxury estate type homes out here. But different lot sizes for sure, and again, tons of community events. Now Star Trail is built just on the west side of the new Dallas North Tollway and where it's going at. 2-lane little road to get out there, but there are multiple exit and entry points to get into Star Trail. So wherever it is that you're coming from, because it is such a large community. But the nice thing is if you do have to commute for work and you do want to be able to hop on the tollway and get to work, it's going to be super easy because of the location. So if you want a great community, walking trails, amenities, community events, prices here are definitely going to be on the higher side as well, mainly because of the larger homes and where it is located. So if you want more information on Star Trail, I do have other videos about it, but I'd be more than happy to kind of narrow down what available move-in homes they have, but we have new construction options as well as existing homes for sale out here in Star Trail. So reach out and let me know how I can help. I figured I'd come out of Star Trail and Legacy Gardens, and this is where you can see how close the new freeway is going to be, the Dallas North Tollway. Yes, you can drive along the frontage road if you are not in the mood to pay those crazy high toll fees. But again, you'll have a lot of stops along the way. But I thought I would come out here and show you this little 2-lane road and how close it is to get out here to the freeway if you want convenient access to travel on the highway to work. All right, now we're gonna drive through and check out Lakes of Prosper. Now, this is another more established neighborhood, not new construction, but it has a lot of great amenities as well, a lot of green open space. We have water views out here. So more of that, I would call it quiet luxury feel, but its proximity is really great. The Prosper High School is not too far away on like the north side of this neighborhood. And we have over 1,800 homes in this particular community, and it's really about kind of proximity. So it's not too far away from a lot of the shopping, the new HEB that's come in. It's going to be really close to the brand new, to the Dallas North Tollway that they're currently working on, that will be done right, that it will be expanding all the way up through the city of Salina, actually. So it's going to extend all the way north of where all the growth is currently happening here in North Dallas. But it's one of those more quiet neighborhoods, not like those big mega communities that have like a billion amenities going on. So if you still want, your community pools, your parks for the kids, the trails for walking, we're going to have all of that here in the Lakes of Prosper. And yet you're still going to have some really nice high-end homes out here as well. But we're right next to Prosper High School, Frontier Park, and lots of shopping. So if you have any more questions about this particular community, reach out to me. I do feel like I get clients that are either or. Either they only want new construction, or they only want an established neighborhood. They don't want to deal with all of the construction going on within the community. So if this is something that might fit the bill for you, reach out and let me know how I can help. Now I'm taking you through the community of Legacy Gardens here in Prosper, Texas. Another new construction community that only has two different builders in here. We have Riseland and we also have Drees Custom Homes in here. Both have a couple different size lots, but they are larger lot sizes than some of these other communities. We're looking at like 76 and 86 foot lots. So, and of course some are a little bit off than that, but definitely bigger lots than some of these other areas. I know there's a lot of communities that are only offering like 40-foot lots, 50-foot lots, and we definitely have more space here in Legacy Gardens, but prices are going to be around at least $800,000 to over $1 million. But we have, as you can see, plenty of community amenities, parks, pools, green spaces, and anything that you might possibly need to enjoy a community. Now out here in Legacy Gardens, there is no mud and no PID tax. They are Prosper schools out here, and it is a 300-acre community that will have 650 homes here when it is fully complete. So just wanted to kind of throw this one in here, give you an idea of what you can get if you are thinking of new construction and some homes on some larger lots, but you know, a little bit more doable of a price point compared to some of these other new construction communities. I know $1 million, not everybody can afford that, but just giving you an idea of what you can get out here in Prosper if you are considering new construction, because we have multiple options, and figured while I was here, I would give you a quick drive through. The next community is the community of Starview here in Prosper. Now this is a brand new construction community. Granted, been here for a half a second, but we are still in phase 1 and they're still working on one of the model homes out here, but a couple of them are open. So we do have 3 different builders. We have Highland Homes, we have Tradition Homes, and we have Britain Homes. So a little bit more upscale, and prices are starting at just over $1 million. So a little heftier price point out here in Starview. Now Starview is what we're calling more luxury, and it is just north of the gates of Prosper. We're right off Preston Road. In fact, right at the edge of this community is over here off Preston Road. And I mean, you could literally walk over to the gates of Prosper to do some quick shopping if you need to. You know, grab a couple things if you really need to, but just kind of wanted to drive you through here so that you could see how beautiful these homes are. Now out here, these lots, they're not very small either, not huge, but we are running at around 64 and 74 foot lots out here in Starview. But I really love these builders, and when you bring really high quality builders into a community, you know that it's going to be a good one. Now, another thing about Starview is the fact that they are not going to have any amenities, but they've already told me that they're starting to work. Some of these homes that have closed, they're already starting to work on building their own pools in their backyard. So a little bit more high end, but you're just really not going to have those amenities. And not everybody wants to go and share a community pool, so I guess there's that. But also the HOA out here, figured I would throw that one in here for this particular community. It is $500 a quarter, not having an HOA, and taxes are 1.99%. No mud, no PID out here in this community. All right, I was kind of trying to wait a little bit because the sun was coming down and there were so many construction workers out here. So I left this one till the very end, but just thought I would go through and show you what this one is looking like. And it is on 800 acres. It's part of Blue Star Lands developments, but brand new construction, a lot of beautiful homes. And look, we're a little bit higher up, so you're not going to be able to see it with the sun, but you can kind of look out over, see all the water towers all throughout all the different cities heading west. We got the sunshine right there for you, and just kind of wanted to come through here and show you what this brand new community is going to look like. Again, we're just in phase 1, not ready to open up phase 2 yet, and there are homes lots you can build on, as well as homes that are ready for purchase and for move-in. There's a lot of really great upgrades and things that they're offering in these builders here in Starview. So any questions about it, reach out and let me know. Prices are starting at $1 million. So if you're concerned about shopping and where to go and what there's to do here in Prosper, obviously, like I said, not a lot of nightlife, but there are quite a few community events going on, but the majority of your everyday shopping is going to happen in what is called the Gates of Prosper. Now, there are over 80 retail places, you know, your home goods, TJ Maxx, let's see, we got Ross, Kohl's, Hobby Lobby, any mom and teenage girl's dream, I guess, is over here, but plenty of restaurants over here too. Target's not too far away, just up the street, like I keep talking about, is H-E-B. If you don't live in Texas, you don't know about H-E-B. Yes, it's just a grocery store, but the world's best grocery store apparently. And we have one of those just up the street here too. Costco. Now actually here in Prosper, there are, well, I mean, we'll call it 2 H-E-Bs and 2 Costco's. One's more technically on the Frisco side, over on the far south west side, and then the other one's a little bit further on the north side, right off of what's going to be the Dallas North Tollway. But for the Gates of Prosper, they're going to have a monthly farmers market here, and some of the events are going to actually take place over here too. But it's going to straddle both sides of Preston Road and just north of the 380. Yes, there's a ton of stuff down off the 380 further on the west side too, but for the majority of your everyday shopping needs, right here in the Gates of Prosper, right here in the center of town, and you know, head down to work, head home, and plenty of your everyday needs are right here. Again, grab a bite to eat, meet your friends for dinner. You know, most restaurants are going to close at a reasonable time, but we have also Starbucks, Dutch Bros right up the street. Your Chick-fil-A, we'll call it your everyday shopping. If you're going to need to run out and grab something, your kids lost their socks, you know, suddenly somebody needs a white t-shirt for something that is going on at school, you're going to have all of that right here in the Gates Prosper. So any more questions about all of your everyday shopping needs, definitely reach out to me as well.